welcome to Ellen Ruth Soap. I'm Ellen, and today we are not making soap, we're going to make candles. And I'm going to show you how I melt a large pot of wax and split it off in making several different fragranced candles today, all fall scents, kind of foodie scents. I use a lot of fragrances that discolor in soap. They have a lot of vanillin, which, oh my goodness, it makes a beautiful fragrance, really warm. Those warm, foodie, bakery type scents usually have a vanillin load. And so they do discolor in soap, which, you know, that's a whole other subject. But in candles, I'm loving it. And so that's what we're doing today. We're making fall scented candles. And so I will be talking about the vessels and the wicking we're using today and all the details along with the fragrances and the whole ball of wax, no pun intended. So let me get everything pulled together and let's come back and make some fall scented candles. All right, I just weighed my silky soy wax, what I have left here. I have about 59 ounces of silky soy. So I'm going to start chunking this up and melting it, and then we'll get back and talk about the wicks and the vessels and all the good stuff. But this is a big chunk of wax, so I'm going to start the melting process right now, and we'll talk more about how I'm going to make different scented candles out of one batch. Back with all the jars and fragrances and all of that. Well, my wax is off to the side melting, and I want to show you the vessels I'm using today. These are the 8-ounce Jasper jars from Marouche, Canada. They are glass. They come in these, each individual jar comes in a little box like this, perfect for shipping or labeling, very professional, and they are absolutely stunning. This is a smoked black color. They all are a little bit see-through. This is sort of a bluish smoke color. Here is a gorgeous like coppery tone. I just love these, and all of them have the gold lid, but I was so impressed that they came individually wrapped in these little boxes. So how perfect is that to protect your jars for shipping, if you're shipping or gift giving, fill in the blank, love it. So let's talk about the wicking that we need for these vessels. These vessels are 2.5 inches across the top, and I looked up their wick guide on their website, which is very handy. And they also sent me some wicks to use. These are CDN candle wicks, and it's the number 8, and that's what they said would go with these. So that's the wick we're going to use in here with the silky soy wax, which also said it paired with these wicks and the vessels. And the silky soy is supposed to have excellent glass adhesion, which is nice because these are a little bit see-through. So if you had air pockets, you would see them. You're supposed to pour it while it's still nice and hot, and then it will have good glass adhesion. So the silky soy, we need to heat it up to between 190 and 200. Then we'll go ahead and throw in our fragrance at 10% load for each one, and then get them poured in the jar while it's still good and hot. And so what we're doing today is I'm going to do 2 candles in several different scents. So for these smoke sort of blue candles, I'm going to be using my pumpkin cheesecake. For these green smoke colored jars, I'm going to be using bourbon butterscotch. For these sort of copper colored jars, I'm going to be using caramel pumpkin swirl. All of these are very fall scents. I love them. And I'm going to be doing one. I have this gray smoked jar that I'm going to be using my Boardwalk Marshmallow Clouds. And I did an emulsified body butter with this fragrance. This is for a gift basket that I'm making for church. They asked for a donation, and so I'm making a big gift basket. And I want to have a candle scented to go along with the body butter. I'm calling it Sweet Vanilla Sandalwood. Those are the notes I'm picking up in here, and I think that name is kind of silly. So anyway, that'll be another candle scent we're doing. And so what I'm going to do is I have all of my wax bulk melting, and I want to get it up to temperature. And I have my little pouring pitcher here, and I will weigh out 16 ounces of each, and then I will pour 2 candles, rinse this out, rinse and repeat, and we'll just scent each little micro batch of candles, just 2 candles at a time. So we'll do little 2 candle micro batches with my pre-melted wax over there and just scent each batch as we go. And so now I need to get my wicks down in my vessels. And I don't want to forget, I have warning labels that will go on the bottom of each of these jars because you need to do that. So there it is. I like the craft ones. It goes with the theme of my shop. They have black ones, they have colorful ones. Just get yourself some warning labels, whichever ones appeal to you. Back for our first little set of candles. This is up to 200 degrees, and by the time I pour it in my little mini pitcher here, it is going to cool off a bit. So let me get this over where you can see. And the first fragrance we're going to do is bourbon butterscotch. I only had a little bit left. I pre-measured it to make sure I had enough. I have 1.5 ounces in here. I'm going to pour 15 ounces plus this one plus some should fill my vessels without too much waste. You have to factor in the volume of your fragrance oil. So let me get 15 ounces of my wax poured in here. I actually did 14.5 ounces in here because I don't want to overfill these. And now in goes our fragrance, easy peasy. And you just want to stir it really, really well when you're adding fragrance to candles. I am not coloring my candles today. I like natural color candles. I've just found that over the years, plus these vessels are really the star of the show, and I don't want to take away from the beauty of them. I love a natural color candle. It's, you know, I get themes and stuff, I really do, and I appreciate a colored candle, but personally, the uncolored ones just kind of, I don't know, I find them very soothing to look at. All right, we've got the first set here ready to go. To have a paper towel to catch any drips, and then after I get this poured in the vessels, I will put my little wick stabilizers up on top. Oh, this smells nice, really nice. And then when we are all done, I'll go ahead and print out some labels and show you how I'm going to be labeling these today. Back the next day, I just walked away from the table and let these set, and it smells so good. These fragrances have a beautiful cold throw in this wax, and I wanted to show you something really cool. So this is the caramel pumpkin swirl, and this is the boardwalk marshmallow clouds, for example. Look at the vanillin even discolored the wax. I still think it's gorgeous, and it kind of goes with this amber color bottle. Well, that's not amber, peachy, coppery color. Anyway, I love it, and I thought it was really cool that the candle wax even picked up on the vanillin. And what I do, my pro tip is when I'm making several different scents of candles, I just keep the bottle near the candles so that I label them correctly, because I am, I'm the person that would put the wrong label on the wrong candle if I don't watch myself. So I've got the bottles with the candles, and I have my labels, and let's talk about them. I think they came out really cute. I wanted to do a very minimal, small label. These are a 2 by 2 inch square because I wanted the bottle, or I wanted the vessel to really shine. And today I used Avery labels and Avery Label Designer. This is the label I'm using today. And where is there's the stock number. So this is what I'm using. It's a 2 by 2 square, and I thought it just made a really nice, minimal, clean looking label, which is what I wanted, sort of that apothecary look. And I used their label designer template. They had a whole bunch of templates, and I just scrolled through till I found one that was appealing. And they had some nice fonts to choose from. Not the biggest selection, but you know what? It gets the job done, and I'm very happy with these. Let's talk about the wicks. We need to trim our wicks so we can get our lids on. And I was thinking about a round label lid, but I didn't want to cover up this gorgeous gold color lid. So I thought the minimal side labels were perfect for these today. I'm going to be using my big nail clippers, way low tech, but they get the job done. The reason I like these is they pinch and they don't push. So when I use scissors, that pressing action can push the wick and it can ding up the top of the wax. So I will use scissors in a pinch, but if I have my handy dandy nail clippers around, I prefer these because it doesn't wiggle the wick around, if that makes sense. So let me get these trimmed up. I'm going to trim them to about 1/4 inch. I just need them low enough where they won't overflame when you first light the candle, and we can get our lid on. Before we get to sticking our labels on, I have said this in my other candle videos, but these little wick trimmings, don't throw these away. If you live in the country like I do, we always have bonfires. These make wonderful starters for bonfires, fireplaces. These wicks happen to be cotton dipped in wax. They're wax covered. These would be great for a Boy Scout sort of survival gear. Anyway, I hate to throw anything away. These make fabulous fire starters, so there's your tip for your little wick trimmings. All right, and now it's time to get to the labels. I did have one candle here that had a little sinkhole. I'm not going to fuss with it, but a tip is if you have uneven tops or sinkholes, get out a heat gun or a very hot hair dryer and hit the top of your candle, melt the wax. It will fill in the little sinkhole and make a perfectly glossy top. That just doesn't bother me, and I'm not going to fuss about it, but I think the tops look creamy and beautiful. So let's start with, what's my first one here? Caramel pumpkin. All right, let's do my caramel pumpkin. I just left off the swirl and called these caramel pumpkin, and we're going to get the lid on and get the label on. I am just so happy with these. My printer, I was having a little trouble with alignment, so it printed a little bit low, but I'm okay with it. So here we go. There we go. Easy peasy, absolutely gorgeous. Thank you, Marouche Canada, for these fabulous jars. I really love them. They're perfect. All right, love, love, love. Let's get the rest of these labeled up. And just a word to candle curing. I will let these sit for at least a week and really let them cure the wax, give it time to absorb all of that fragrance before burning. Technically, you could burn after a couple of days, but if you give them a week or two, I think they're even better. So I'm all about candle curing time also. So there's that. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching this candle video. I hope you go check out Marouche Canada. I have a discount code down in the description box. I just think they're a fabulous supplier, and I hope you enjoy candle making. What a fabulous gift, right? I mean, gift giving season is coming, so I hope you give this a try, and I hope you have a wonderful day.